Spain is a popular destination among international investors and property buyers. The most recent data indicates that 16% of the total volume of residential real estate transactions in Spain were made by foreigners. The development of new residential real estate in Spain has not increased a lot during these last years, while the demand for properties in some specific locations has grown significantly. And this has led to an increase in property prices in some locations of the country, but more specifically in Madrid and all along the Mediterranean coast. Buying a property in Spain may be a slow and complex process, especially if you don't speak Spanish, you don't know the Spanish real estate law, and you're not familiar with the local real estate market and the negotiation culture. Something that you probably don't know is that the real estate negotiation culture in Spain is not homogeneous. It depends on the area you are in. To give you an example, I have recently got a 35% discount on a first-hand apartment located on the beachfront of a small town in the province of Alicante. But at the same time, we have also bought an apartment in Madrid, and it has been impossible for us to negotiate more than a 10% discount on the initial listing price. This difference in the discount is due to the liquidity of the market and the negotiation culture of each area. As a general rule, I could say that in coastal areas, the market is less efficient and they list their properties at a very high initial price with the hope to take advantage of some foreigners who don't know the market prices. You would be surprised at how little negotiation is carried out by many foreigners when they come to Spain. And of course, developers and real estate agencies know that and take advantage of it. In other places with a higher volume of liquidity, such as cities like Madrid and Barcelona, the prices you see listed are more in line with their real market value, as they are more efficient markets where supply and demand are adjusted more quickly, so there is no much room for us to get a high discount. If you find cheap properties in real estate listing platforms, it is most likely that they have hidden defects. Some of the most common problems that we usually see are properties with urban redevelopment affectations and repossessed properties. But really, there are hundreds of problems that a property can have, and the more risky the problem is, the greater discount you will be able to get. But in order to invest in these sort of properties, you must know all the problems that the property has, since real estate agents usually hide it so that the buyer does not back out. And here the best advice I can give you is to work with a local professional who will negotiate for you and look after your interest as a buyer. A good buyer's agent will get you higher discounts and help you avoid any legal problems so that you will not end up buying a property with problems that you didn't know it had. At Emergent Investors, we help you in the whole process of buying a property in Spain. If you're interested in working with us, you can request a meeting with me through the link you will find in the description below. Working with a buyer's agent will save you a lot of time, money, and worries. So if a client requests us for cheap investment properties with high potential returns, what we will never do is to look for properties in conventional real estate listing platforms such as Idealista or Fotocasa. But then, where do we look for properties? So we normally find the best opportunities by personally meeting with banks and investment funds. With banks and investment funds, it is much easier to negotiate and you can get greater discounts and even very good financing alternatives. After all, banks do not want to speculate with the properties they have in their portfolio, but rather their objective is to reduce their liabilities and increase their liquidity, so they are willing to give greater discounts. But if you don't have contacts with banks and investment funds in Spain, do not worry, because you can also access to some of these types of assets by some specific real estate listing platforms from banks. In this video, I show you step by step how to buy real estate properties from banks. Another tip I will give you if you want to buy cheap real estate is to look for properties with problems. Nobody looks at properties that need a major renovation. We all prefer first-hand and renovated properties. After all, as property buyers, we are driven by our emotional side when we buy a property for ourselves. However, if you know good renovation companies in the area and you get a fair price for the property, I am very sure that you will end up saving a ton of money. And if you want to buy property on the Costa Blanca or the Costa del Sol or any other summer destination, a little trick I can give you is to buy the property in winter. But I have to say that you cannot expect great discounts for buying in winter. If you find something interesting, it will most likely be a private seller who has urgency to sell, or a new development under construction that needs liquidity and they're willing to give you a small discount. And if you intend to get a mortgage for your second residence in Spain, let me tell you that this is possible. And in that case, you should consider hiring a broker specialized in mortgages for foreigners. You cannot imagine how much money you can save with a good mortgage. chances are that if you go to a bank in Spain, they are not going to give you very good mortgage conditions. So the best thing you can do is to hire a professional who has good context and can negotiate the mortgage for you. Believe me when I say that this is the best investment you can make. And again, if you're interested in hiring a real estate buyer agent in Spain who do all these tasks for you, we can do it. We work all over Spain and we have a large network of lawyers, bankers, independent real estate agents, and we will help you to find the best property at the best price.